So in this video, we are going to improve and fix some of the issues with the movement system of our player. And before we do that, I'm going to go to the content drawer, go to blueprints, store content, and open up the store blueprint widget over here. And then go to graph, and over here, in the on-clicked select event, I have forgot to mention something important in the previous part. So after we have added the SaveG character hour index into our save game, you actually need to add this set of nodes over here. Alright, so basically you copy these nodes over here, you just copy them and paste them over here. If you don't do this, you would actually have a bug in your game where after you purchase a character and then you go back to the store level to choose another character, say for example the male runner, then you won't be able to actually use that because we are not able to actually save the SaveG character index into our slot over here, because this section over here will only get executed if our character can actually be purchased, which is determined by this node over here. So you need to add these nodes in our second execution pin of our sequence node to actually fix that issue. So after you have done that, go back to blueprints and we are going to open the BP third person character. And then in here, I'm going to try moving these nodes around a bit. So after you have just kind of organized the nodes like this and made some space over here, in the input axis move right or left event node over here, I'm going to drag from the axis value over here and then search for multiply. Connect the return value to the scale value over here. And after that, in this pin over here, I'm going to give a value of 2. Alright, so compile this and we are going to try running this. Now you can see that our character's left and right movement is a lot better now. This will help us better dodge obstacles in the game, especially in the next part of this tutorial when we start adding a bit more speed to our characters. So back in our blueprint, I am going to navigate to the variable section over here, and in here I'm going to change the name CanTurn to is@turn_tile. So this is optional. So if you want to change it, you can change it. I think it makes more sense to call it is@turn_tile because we are setting this boolean to true only when the character is at the turn tile. So it makes sense to call this is@turn_tile. And then moving over here on this group of logic, I'm going to first try making this look a bit more nicer so it's easier for us to differentiate what's going on over here. So in the variables section over here, I'm going to click on this add button. We are going to create a new variable. I'm going to call this desired player to arrow rotation. And then I'm going to create another variable and I'm going to call this target player to arrow rotation. And after that, drag the target player to arrow rotation over here and we're going to set it. And I'm going to do this again over here as well. And then I'm going to disconnect these two connections over here and then drag the execution pin and then connect them to the target player to arrow rotation like this, and then connect the output execution pin to the set is@turn_tile boolean variable. And after that, I'm going to drag the desired player to arrow rotation and get its value over here and then connect them like this. And once again, the set is@turn_tile over here should be false. So after that, drag down over here to the player turning over here, and in here, change the value over here to 3. So this is going to give an error tolerance of around 3, and that means that if the difference between the desired rotation and the get control rotation is around 3, then the boolean value over here will be false. But if it's greater than 3, then the boolean value over here will be true and it will execute this section of the logic over here. So I'm just going to drag this section of logic further away. So just like this. And after that, drag from the false pin over here and then search for reroute. And then I'm going to right click over here and then search for get player controller. And from the player controller, I'm going to search for set control rotation. And after that, drag the execution pin of the reroute node and then connect it to the set control rotation over here. I'm going to drag the target to player to arrow rotation and get its value over here and then connect it to the new rotation over here. So just like this, and then compile and then open up the content drawer, and then we are going to open the BP left corner tile, and in here in our event graph navigate to the on component begin overlap over here. Specifically for the corner collision, I'm going to drag the ASBP third person character and then search for reroute, and then drag the data pin and search for set desired player to arrow rotation. Connect the execution pin of the ESET turn tile to this node over here, and then we're going to create another reroute node to make this look a bit more nicer. And after that, go to the viewport, and I'm going to get the reference of the arrow component, drag this over here, and then I'm going to drag the arrow component over here and then search for get world rotation. Connect the return value to the desired player to arrow rotation over here, and now compile this again, open up the content drawer, and this time for the BP right corner tile, open this up, and we're going to do the same thing over here as well. So just like this, once again compiled, and then go back to the BP third person character over here, and then over here beside the event tick where we have the branch node over here for the ESET boolean, I'm going to drag the false pin and then type print string, and then I'm going to change the color to dark blue, increase the duration to around 3 seconds. I'm going to right click over here and then search for get actor rotation. Connect this to the in string over here. Maybe it's best that I show you the reason why we are doing this. So over here I'm going to disconnect this temporarily and then show you a bug in our game when we turn our player character. So when we run this and then run towards the corner tile, we are going to see an issue after we turn our player. Now notice what the Y value of the print string is outputting. It is 87 with a bunch of decimal values. The reason the value is 87 is because we set the error tolerance to 3 in the turning event. But the decimal values is what we are concerned with, as those values can add up as you keep turning from one turn tile to the other. And that is the reason why we have added this over here, because this node over here is going to fix that small issue over there. So if we run our game once again, you can see over here that issue that was there previously is now gone. Our player is now rotating correctly. So yeah, that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching, and then see you later. Bye.